Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are continuing our Canadian citizenship test practice series. This time, we are focusing on who we are, an important chapter of the official Discover Canada, the Rights and Responsibilities of Citizenship Study Guide. In this video, you'll answer 25 practice questions about Canada's peoples, languages, cultures, diversity, and Canadian identity. Each question has 4 possible answers. Take a few seconds to think about your answer before I reveal the correct answer and give you a short explanation. Keep track of your score as we go. Remember, these are practice questions based on Discover Canada. They are not the actual questions from the citizenship test. So, get ready, test your knowledge, and let's begin. Which 3 peoples are identified in Discover Canada as Canada's founding peoples? A. English, Irish and Scottish. B. Aboriginal, French and British. C. French, German and British. D. First Nations, Inuit and Métis. The correct answer is B. Aboriginal, French and British. The Discover Canada Guide identifies Aboriginal, French and British peoples as the 3 founding peoples of Canada, who lived in the land that is now Canada long before European explorers arrived. A. Only French settlers. B. Only British settlers. C. Aboriginal peoples. D. European immigrants. The correct answer is C. Aboriginal peoples. The ancestors of Canada's Indigenous peoples were established here many thousands of years before European explorers arrived in North America. What are the 3 distinct groups that are referred to as Aboriginal peoples in Discover Canada? A. French, British and Acadian. B. First Nations, Inuit and Métis. C. Inuit, Acadian and Quebecois. D. Métis, British and French. The correct answer is B. First Nations, Inuit and Métis. These are the 3 distinct Indigenous groups identified in the chapter. What does the word Inuit mean in the Inuktitut language? A. The North. B. The hunters. C. The people. D. The ancestors. The correct answer is C. The people. Inuit means the people in the Inuktitut language. Where do the Inuit traditionally live? A. Mainly across the Arctic. B. Only in southern Ontario. C. Mainly in the Atlantic provinces. D. Only in British Columbia. The correct answer is A. Mainly across the Arctic. The Inuit live in small, scattered communities across Canada's Arctic. Their knowledge of the land, sea and wildlife helped them adapt to this challenging environment. Who are the Métis? A. People of only British ancestry. B. A distinct people of mixed Aboriginal and European ancestry. C. French settlers from Quebec. D. Inuit people who moved south. The correct answer is B. A distinct people of mixed Aboriginal and European ancestry. The Métis are a distinct Indigenous people with both Aboriginal and European ancestry. Many Métis people live in the prairie provinces. What language is associated with the Métis people? A. Michif. B. Inuktitut. C. Gaelic. D. Latin. The correct answer is A. Michif. The Discover Canada Guide notes that the Métis come from both French and English-speaking backgrounds and speak their own dialect, Michif. What happened to many Aboriginal children in Canada between the 1800s and the 1980s? A. They were sent to residential schools. B. They were sent to Europe. C. They were required to join the military. D. They were moved to the Arctic. The correct answer is A. They were sent to residential schools. The federal government operated residential schools for many Indigenous children. The schools were intended to educate and assimilate children into mainstream Canadian culture, and many students experienced serious hardship and abuse. When did the Government of Canada formally apologize to former residential school students? A. 1967. B. 1982. C. 2008. D. 2015. The correct answer is C. 2008. In 2008, the Government of Canada formally apologized to former residential school students. What are Canada's two official languages? A. English and Spanish. B. English and French. C. French and German. D. English and Indigenous languages. The correct answer is B. English and French. English and French are Canada's two official languages at the federal level. The federal government is required by law to provide services in both languages. Which province is Canada's only officially bilingual province? A. Quebec. B. Ontario. C. Manitoba. D. New Brunswick. The correct answer is D. New Brunswick. New Brunswick is Canada's only officially bilingual province. Who are the Acadians? A. Descendants of French colonists who settled in the maritime provinces. B. Indigenous people of the Arctic. C. Descendants of British soldiers. D. Recent immigrants from France. The correct answer is A. Descendants of French colonists who settled in the maritime provinces. The Acadians began settling in what are now the maritime provinces in the early 1600s and have maintained a distinct cultural identity. What was the Great Upheaval? A. The creation of Nunavut. B. The deportation of many Acadians from their homeland. C. The building of the Canadian Pacific Railway. D. The creation of Confederation. The correct answer is B. The deportation of many Acadians from their homeland. Between 1755 and 1763, more than two-thirds of the Acadians were deported during the conflict between Britain and France. This period is known as the Great Upheaval. Who are Quebecers? A. The people of Quebec. B. Indigenous peoples of Nunavut. C. French-speaking people only in New Brunswick. D. People who immigrated from France after 2000. The correct answer is A. The people of Quebec. The vast majority of Quebecers are French-speaking, and Quebec has a unique identity, culture and language within Canada. What did the House of Commons recognize in 2006 about the Quebecois? A. That they are a separate country. B. That they form a nation within a united Canada. C. That French is Canada's only official language. D. That Quebec would leave Canada. The correct answer is B. That they form a nation within a united Canada. The House of Commons recognized in 2006 that the Quebecois form a nation within a united Canada. Why is Canada often described as a land of immigrants? A. Because all Canadians were born outside Canada. B. Because millions of newcomers have helped build Canada over the past 200 years. C. Because Canada has no Indigenous peoples. D. Because immigration began only after 2000. The correct answer is B. Canada is often described as a land of immigrants because millions of newcomers have helped build and defend Canada's way of life over the past 200 years. What does multiculturalism mean in the context of Canadian society? A. Everyone must have the same cultural background. B. Different cultural communities can contribute to Canadian society while sharing a common Canadian identity. C. Only English culture is recognized. D. Immigrants must give up their traditions. The correct answer is B. Canada's multicultural society includes people from many different cultural backgrounds. These diverse groups contribute to Canadian society while sharing a common Canadian identity. Which of the following is an example of Canada's cultural diversity? A. Only one cultural tradition is celebrated. B. Many ethnic and cultural communities live and work together. C. Everyone speaks the same language at home. D. Immigration is not part of Canada's history. The correct answer is B. Many ethnic and cultural communities live and work together. Canada is home to people from many different cultural backgrounds, and these communities contribute to Canada's diverse society. What does the Discover Canada Guide say about religious diversity in Canada? A. Only one religion is permitted. B. Canada has people of many different religions, as well as people who state they have no religion. C. Everyone must belong to a religion. D. Religious freedom is not protected. The correct answer is B. Canada includes people from many religious backgrounds, as well as people who state that they have no religion. Canada's diversity includes freedom of religion and freedom of conscience. What is an important principle that newcomers are expected to embrace when becoming Canadian? A. Rejecting Canadian laws. B. Democratic principles such as the rule of law. C. Giving up their cultural identity. D. Avoiding participation in Canadian society. The correct answer is B. Democratic principles such as the rule of law. Discover Canada explains that newcomers are expected to embrace Canadian democratic principles, including the rule of law. Which group is strongly associated with the prairie provinces in the Discover Canada Guide? A. Métis. B. Inuit. C. Acadians. D. Black Loyalists. The correct answer is A. Métis. The Discover Canada Guide notes that the majority of Métis live in the prairie provinces. Which group has a long history connected to Canada's Atlantic region and French-speaking culture? A. Acadians. B. Inuit. C. Métis. D. Japanese Canadians. The correct answer is A. Acadians. Acadians are descendants of French colonists who settled in the maritime provinces and have maintained a distinct French-speaking culture. Which statement best describes Canada's identity? A. Canada has only one cultural tradition. B. Canada is a diverse society with many cultural communities sharing a common Canadian identity. C. Canada's identity comes only from Europe. D. Canada's identity does not include Indigenous peoples. The correct answer is B. Canada's identity includes many cultural communities and traditions. Indigenous peoples, French and British heritage, immigrants and many other communities have all contributed to Canadian society. What is one important idea about diversity in Canada? A. Canadians must all have the same cultural traditions. B. Diverse groups can maintain their traditions while sharing a common Canadian identity. C. Cultural traditions are not allowed. D. Only newcomers contribute to Canadian culture. The correct answer is B. Canada's diversity allows people to maintain important cultural traditions while also sharing a common Canadian identity and contributing to Canadian society. What is one important part of becoming Canadian? A. Rejecting Canadian democratic values. B. Embracing Canadian democratic principles and contributing to Canadian society. C. Giving up your cultural background. D. Avoiding participation in the community. The correct answer is B. Embracing Canadian democratic principles and contributing to Canadian society. Becoming Canadian does not mean giving up your cultural background. It means becoming part of Canadian society and embracing principles such as democracy and the rule of law. That brings us to the end of our 25-question Canadian citizenship practice test on rights and responsibilities. How did you do? If you scored 21 to 25, excellent work. If you scored 16 to 20, very good and keep reviewing. If you scored 15, congratulations. You reached the current passing score used for the citizenship test. And if you scored below 15, don't worry. Review the questions you missed and try again. Remember, these are practice questions based on Discover Canada. They are not the actual citizenship test questions. For the most accurate and up-to-date information, always use the official Government of Canada resources. If you found this video helpful, please like the video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications for more Canadian citizenship practice questions. In our next video, we'll continue with another topic from Discover Canada. Thank you for watching, and good luck on your Canadian citizenship journey.